Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Hasfa with Preston Every Design, and in today's video I'm going to be quickly showing you the items that I made that I'll be taking to my next vendor event this coming Saturday. As you can see, I was really embracing this green color. I feel like every now and then I need to be re-inspired, and so trying new things and stepping out of my comfort zone is a great way for me to do that. So this week I wanted to create a vignette in my booth. So I wanted to pick a color and create multiple items around that color so that I can have a really nice area of interest within the booth space. And so the color I chose is called Lily Pad by Folk Art. It's the 3-ounce jar that you get from Michael's and Hobby Lobby. Now it is an acrylic paint, and it's said that it sticks to all surfaces, wood, metal, glass, plastic, and so on. Now it does say on here that you do not have to seal it, but as a reseller I do not recommend never sealing your products. So I always seal mine, and I use the polyacrylic in the can. You can get this from Amazon or Lowe's. They do not have it at Home Depot. And then for this paint, what I did, because I really enjoy working with chalk paint, but as you guys know, it's really expensive. And a lot of the ladies that I follow in the Facebook groups on Julie's Designs and Signs, as well as Upcycle by Brie, they recommend creating your own chalk paint by using plaster of Paris. So this is what I have. This big old thing is only $8 from Home Depot. I put 4 teaspoons in this entire jar, and it worked really well. So enough about that. Let's check out these goodies. The first item that I did were these canvas prints. Now these were black and they had the words home. I do have a clip of the before, and all I did was take out this frame, paint it with chalk paint, Dixie Belle cotton white, and then I painted this frame with that Lily Pad chalk paint and then white wax. I used the stencil from Hobby Lobby for the Pray More Worry Less, and then these are redesigned transfers. It is my first time working with these, and so that's why I started small, so I can build my confidence, but I do love how these turned out. So this week I did a lot of book stacks because they sell really well in my booth. This will be my 3rd time, and in the last 2 times that I've done the event, I've sold many book stacks. So this week I did several. Now this bird image, I know a lot of you ladies saw it over in the Facebook groups. You really liked it. This is a napkin that I got from Amazon. I can try and link the link below. It's a pack of 20 for only $5 something. So this is Mod Podge, and I love how this turned out. I did several of these neutral ones. I really like these, and I got the idea from Julie over at Julie's Designs and Signs. She suggested just keeping them plain and just having that neutral look, and she was right. I really love how these turned out, and they're great for staging, so I'm so happy about these, and it was so quick to make. So here's another bird image, and this one's my favorite. I just like how this one turned out a lot better. So the secret when you're doing these for Mod Podge, really don't skip the steps. Sometimes I rush things and I do skip steps. Wait about 30 minutes for the bottom layer of your Mod Podge to dry, and then add your top layer. That really makes the difference. So my friend Brie over at Upcycle by Brie has a hoarding problem when it comes to glass bottles, and I realized I do too, but she really helped me channel my problem. So I cleaned off a few of my glass bottles, and I'm going to sell them as is. You know, I'm starting to learn that you don't have to do something to everything. Sometimes things are beautiful as they are simply, and so I love this clear glass, and they really add a touch of organicness to the booth. And so these I'm just going to stage with some greenery, maybe on this basket, and leave them as they are. And so I got 2 sets of these. So I also have these goodies that I found from a garage sale. I love this beautiful green vest. Originally I was going to paint it because I paint everything, but since I'm doing the green vignette this week, these look beautiful as they are and they don't need anything else. So I'm just gonna leave this greenery in here, and I'm gonna stage these side by side and sell them together. Next, we have this lavender arrangement. This was just a cane that my husband, it came with flowers. My first Mother's Day when my husband got me flowers. And since then, it's been under the kitchen sink collecting coins. And so now it's going to the market. This beautiful green and white wax and some lavender. And I love how this turned out. So next, I found this little flower thing, this little metal basket, metal container, I don't know what you call it, but it really goes well with this week's theme. So all I did was throw some greenery in it and that was finished. Okay, so I love this guy, and I actually think he's probably gonna sell really quick because someone in the Facebook group has been inquiring about him. I think it's a him because that's a rooster. So I'm going to list him today, and as soon as I'm done, I have to let my friend in the Facebook group know that he's listed, and so he'll probably be gone. But this was brown originally, and I painted it that same color. So this is what the color looks like without the wax, and that's the color with the wax. And this is a nice storage container. I have this, I don't know what you call these vests, but I got this from a garage sale for just $1. It was originally like white with a little brown in it, so I gave it that same coat of paint, and the white wax really brought out these details, and man, I'm so happy that I did that. I absolutely love this. And then I just added some greenery that I got from Joann's because they have their 60% off sale right now on the florals, so make sure you go by and grab those. But I love how this turned out. So this was a little Christmas sign that said "Oh Holy Night," and I have this in a haul that I did a while back. This was just $1, and at any time I can get signs that are already cut and made, I always try to pick them up because they're so quick. All I did was throw some paint on here, white wax, and then I use a stencil from Hobby Lobby to write the word "Count Your Blessing." And this is really cute and simple. Next, I have these galvanized containers. I didn't do anything to these. I'm leaving them as they are. I think they will be really good to stage with some greenery, and they'll just add some dimension to the booth. Now, my neighborhood Facebook group, one of the moms posted that they had these and they were for $1 each. So I ran over and grabbed them really quick. That was a really funny story. Maybe I should tell you. So we went over to grab these, and she had several other items. And while I was loading the car, my son Preston went to her backyard to find her other two sons, and they were swimming. So Preston jumped in the pool with them, and by the time he turned around, he was soaked wet because he jumped into the pool with all of his clothes. So then, of course, I didn't want to get him in the car because he was soaked wet to the bone. So I stripped him because I didn't want him to be cold, right? So I stripped him of all the wet clothes and I put him in his car seat, and I told myself we're gonna go straight home. Well, on the way home, I ran into the biggest garage sale that I've seen in months. So of course I had to stop, right? Because you don't want all the goodies to be gone by the time you go home and put clothes on your 2-year-old, right? So I pulled up at the garage sale and I left him in the car for a quick second, and I went and I asked the lady if she was selling any boy clothing. Well, she didn't have any boy clothing, but she had lots of girl clothing. And I was like, okay, well, you have t-shirts and you have some denim shorts. They were Daisy Dukes. So I grabbed a girl's t-shirt and some denim shorts, and I went to the car and I dressed Preston so that way he wouldn't be naked and I wouldn't have to leave him in the car because I'm not going to do that. So then we went and proceeded to shop the garage sale while he was wearing his yellow girly t-shirt and his denim Daisy Duke shorts. It was a great garage sale. I found lots of goodies and he found lots of toys too. And he was none the wiser that he was wearing girl clothing. We got home, took off the shorts and the shirt, put him in the donation basket, and that was it. I've been looking for ways to upcycle my frames. I've been seeing a lot of frames at the thrift stores and garage sales. And so I got this idea from Brie. She did something like this on her channel. And so I did the same thing. I got some chicken wire inside here, and I put ribbon on the edges with hot glue so that way it won't stick you. You guys, this stuff is not really easy to work with, so I'm going to charge accordingly for this. But anyway, I got this wreath from Joann's Fabric. They were 75% off, so I think I paid like $3 to $4 for this. And so now this one is painted in a color called, I forgot, but it's by Dixie Belle. No, it's called Mint Julep by Dixie Belle. So yes, I'm happy with how this turned out. Next, I have this sign. Sorry, my camera is on selfie mode, but all it says is that He restores my soul, Psalms 23:3. And so this is just glass. I painted the back of it. This is a decal. Then I used some transfers. And I painted this in a color called Refresh. Now this is a lighter shade of blue and it's from Folk Art as well. Okay, so next I found this set of tiny green vases that look like they're those weird vases. So I'm so happy with how these look by just the way they are, and I'm glad I didn't have to do anything to them because they go perfectly with this week's theme. So this little cutty came separately. I found this on a different shopping trip. It was black, so I just painted it white so it looked nice and fresh and crisp. And so I'm gonna stage these with some tiny florals, and they are going to sell just as they are. So I always pick up crosses because they sell really well for me, and I have some people who actually tell me, hey, anytime you get a cross, you let me know. So I sell my crosses to a lot of people who collect crosses. And so this was black and I painted it green and then white wax, and I think the white wax really brings out those details so well. So next we have this tray. Those are those wicker trays, straw basket trays I think we call them. Now I've had trouble with these. I had to do this 3 different times before I could get these words to be crisp and clear and not have any bleeding. And the secret was the brush. Close the door. I'll be done shortly. Thank you so much, Preston. You're such a good boy. The secret was using the right brush. So I gave in and I purchased a stenciling brush from Hobby Lobby, and it's the pouncing kind where you pounce down instead of just swirling. This one, and because it's backwards, I'm going to read it to you. It says, God bless the food before us, the family beside us, and the love between us. This is one of my favorite sayings, and I put this on several things that I do. Now I do have a Cricut and I usually make my own design, but I've learned that sometimes it really helps to have stencils on hand because you can just grab the stencil and go. Whereas with my Cricut, I have to go in the house, get into the study, set up the computer and the Cricut, then cut, then weed, and it's just a lot of work. Where sometimes I can just reach in my drawer here in my workshop, grab a stencil and pounce it on, and we're good to go. So it really helps to have both pros and cons. So I like how this turned out as well. Now I didn't put wax on these. I wanted to keep them nice and green, and so that way the words would really pop. So for our final item, I have this sign. Now I really enjoy making my own signs, so this is one of those that I made. I take a piece of wood and then frame it out and paint it, and I use my mitre saw to cut the corners. So this one says family where life begins and love never ends. And I have the redesign transfer on here as well. And this was just something simple and clean, and I thought it would make a great addition to this week's collection. Alright guys, so that concludes today's video. I hope you've enjoyed the items that you see. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to let me know your favorite item in the comments below, and stay tuned for a follow-up video where you will see how I stage these items in my booth. Until next time, thanks for watching and take care. Bye bye.